राधे 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 गोविंद। सब गाइए।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद। राधे राधे राधे
राधे गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
कृष्ण मुकुंद
कृष्ण मुकुंद
बाल गोविंद।
बाल गोविंद।
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुदेवाय नमः। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रकपाणे ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। हरि ओम्। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम।
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम।
Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Okay, let me just take a moment to tell you all what we are doing and where we are in all of this. We are doing 108 night Gita Yajna, 108 nights in 108 temples in Guyana. So tonight must be number 60 or something, 60. We just finished all on the quarantine from Crabwood Creek. And we are coming this way, and now our next stop will be West Coast, Essequibo Coast. So we are going this way, west. So this is night number 60, and 108 nights, and we are doing the whole Bhagavad Gita from beginning to end. And average about 6 verses per night. And in doing this 6 verses per night by 108 nights, the whole Gita will finish. So now where we have reached chapter 10. Chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita, and that which I just chanted is verse number 32 and 33 of chapter 10. So what is the topic which is going on here? And every night I have to reiterate the topic, or I have to go and repeat the topic, because you were not there last night when I was in that other temple. So I have to tell you where we are. So what is going on is a very important topic in Sanatana Dharma, and I do not know in the other religions if this topic will be there, but this is a very, very important thing. And the topic is called, if you want to put that in just a few words, it is called the immanence of God. Immanence of God means what? It means Bhagwan exists in every single thing. He exists in this, he exists in this, he exists in the space in front of us, in the air, in the moon, in the sky, in the galaxies, in the planet. He exists in this body, in the heart, in our mind. He exists everywhere. It is called as the immanence of Paramatma, the absolute reality. And you would have heard this many times in so many various bhajans and chaupais and all sorts of things. You hear all of these things all the time. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana, Tulsidaji, right? Hari Vyapak. Hari is all pervasive. Sarvatra Samana, existing equally everywhere. It is not that God exists some places more and some places less. He exists equally everywhere. So now, that is what the scripture teaches, that the absolute reality, Paramatma, exists equally everywhere. But we are living in what is called, in this Bhagavad Gita, in previous chapters, before chapter 10 and all, Bhagavan calls us Dvandva Samsar. We are all deluded by the duality in this world, and deluded by that duality, we end up in this samsara, totally confused and not aware, unaware of Paramatma. We are only aware of all the little ordinary things in life, all superficial things. So when you get up, if you see your conversation, all of us, we all belong to the same thing. If you see your conversation, and from the time you get up in the morning, it's all about all the worldly things and all the superficial things, and there's nothing really subtle or nothing really profound or sublime or nothing deeper in our conversations, our thoughts, in our pursuits and all of that sort of thing. We all live at a very superficial level, not being cognizant of the reality which is immanent in the whole universe. The reality which is very much right here, right now. So now, in the morning time, when we wake up, right? In the morning time when we wake up, we take a little while to figure out, well, if it is, in my case, it's a little bit more difficult, right? Because I am traveling from place to place every single day. So the first thing in the morning when I wake up, I have to think, now, which place am I in? Am I in Guyana? Or Canada? Or Trinidad? Or where am I? Like that. So, First, we take some time to really become aware of the surroundings, establish my place, where's my location and all of that. So in the morning time, there is a very good illustration of degrees of awareness. When I just wake up, I really don't know. There are so many people who go to sleep with their foot facing east, and they get up with their foot facing west. Have you seen that? There are people who are like that also. Some people go to sleep on the bed and get up on the floor. They all so it means to say, and during the night, some people walk in their sleep. You've seen that, right? Some people walk in their sleep. Some people talk in their sleep. Some people go in the fridge and they eat in their sleep also. And if you want anybody to listen to you 100%, if you want anybody to listen to you 100%, you talk in your sleep. When you start talking in your sleep, everybody will be. And when you are waking and you talk, nobody listens. What are you talking about? But anyway, in the morning time when we wake up, you can see that time degrees of awareness. First, we are just aware of, okay, I'm here in this bed, but where is this bed? Where am I? And then slowly, all the other thoughts start coming in your mind. Now, what am I supposed to do today? What is my itinerary for the day? All my duties and things I have to complete and achieve for today. Like that. And then you start remembering all about yesterday. And so everything doesn't come immediately when you wake up. Slowly you start. So there is degrees of awareness. Well, that is just an indication of the nature of the human mind. In this world also, we can have only we all have degrees of awareness. So, what we want to achieve through Shastras, through the scriptures, is 100% awareness. Such awareness that I'm aware of Paramatma, which is very much present here and now also. That type of awareness we usually don't have. I'll just give you an ordinary example. See, when we are sitting, I rock my leg, I shake my leg, I do, and something, and I pull my sleeve, and so many things we do, right? But usually we do all of those things unaware. We are not aware of what we are doing. After we do it, or we put down our keys, then we ask, where is my key? Or you put your chappal outside, you just left it there, and when we go back, we don't know if I left it on the right side or if I left it on the left side. Unawareness, actually, this is a big thing. Now, unawareness in Sanatan Dharma is called as pap. That is why I keep telling people, don't use the word sin in English. Because in Sanatan Dharma, unawareness is pap. Pap is a bigger word than sin. I'll give you an example. Dasharathji Maharaj was unaware that he was going to shoot a boy. He thought he was going to shoot a deer. You heard that story? He thought he was going to shoot a deer. So what? Unaware. And because he was unaware, he shot a boy instead of a deer. Now, did he have to pay for that karma? He paid dearly also. Correct? He paid dearly for that karma. That is why we say unawareness also is pap in Sanatana Dharma. I have a duty to be aware. He had a duty to establish who was there. And he did not do it. So, we have to become aware and aware and aware and more aware like that. We have to, in other words, intensify our awareness. That intensification of awareness will make us become aware of Paramatma. Then we say that person is God conscious. Have you heard it? God conscious is enlightened. He's gained mukti. And if our awareness is very superficial, only the ordinary, everyday, superficial things, that kind of awareness, that will not cut it. And it is because of that unawareness that we get into so many trouble and so many different type of problems and all that kind of thing. Let me just give you one more example which is going on. And you have to try to, as you go along, become more aware. See, I have, because I travel to so many places, right? From country to country to country. I'm seeing so many things. Now, one thing I've seen in Trinidad, I've seen here, I've seen in India, I've seen so many places. What we do, we cook our food in aluminum pots. Have you seen that? We're cooking in aluminum pots. Right. So now, see, my neighbor bought the same pot from down there, and I asked the neighbor, how much you paid, girl? I paid only $200, whatever. So you also, because it is not costly, you also go and buy an aluminum pot. And you see the other one buy a different type, and you go and you buy that also. And then we, human beings are like that. We are sociable beings, and because we belong to social circles and all, whatever the other one gets, we also want to get, and that kind of thing, right? Like that we are. So now, do you know the spoon that you are using to turn? That spoon is a stainless steel spoon. Stainless steel is about 200 times harder than aluminum. So when you put the masala and you put the things inside the pot and it sticks on the bottom of the pot, you're taking a stainless steel spoon and you're turning and you're scraping the pot, scraping out the masala which is stuck at the bottom of the pot. At that time, a spoon that is 200 times harder than a pot which is made up of aluminum scrapes the aluminum. It scrapes the aluminum and gets into the food. And aluminum is highly poisonous. The body now doesn't know what to do with this poisonous metal when it's eaten. And the body now pushes it and stores it somewhere. Like when you have something in your house and you really don't know what to do with it, you just stash it in a corner there until you figure out what you will do with it. So the body gets this poisonous material, aluminum, and it doesn't know now what to do, so it stashes it somewhere. And it keeps doing that because you're cooking in the same pot every day. It keeps doing that until that part where it stashes it somewhere, wherever it stashes, that part becomes cancerous. Because now the body cannot bear it anymore. And now, 20 years down the road, I get cancer or I get it boils over into something. And now I really don't know what the cause was. I'm at a loss to find out, to trace that, because it has been going on for 20 years. How can I connect something today to something which started 20 years ago? I can't. And that thing is a suffering which I get now for something which I was unaware. This is how unawareness is pap, because now I have to suffer. Who suffers? I suffer only. I, the aluminum, neighbor will not suffer. So, unawareness in Sanatana Dharma is also pap because it leads to sorrow down the road. Like Dasharath Ji Maharaj, unaware. You see? So, why I'm telling this topic here now today is because it is through awareness I can correct so many things in my ordinary life, and it is through intense awareness I can become cognizant of Paramatma, which is ubiquitous, Paramatma who is all pervasive. Tulsidas Ji describes Paramatma so nicely in that. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Hari Vyapak Sarva Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. In so many verses like this in Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas ji talks about the all-pervasiveness of Paramatma, how Bhagwan is here, there, everywhere. Kabir Sahib, everywhere you go, the scriptures talk. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. In this same Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. All this, the whole universe is nothing but Paramatma, Vasudeva, existing in that form. And that is why we have to treat all things with love and respect and all that in the universe, you see. And anyway, that is the topic which is going on. Now, all this I told you to tell you what the topic which is going on in this 10th chapter. Now, it is also true that we cannot in one grasp immediately recognize Paramatma who is here, there and everywhere. It takes time, to develop. Just like I told you in the morning time, slowly, only we have to become aware of my surroundings, where I am, what I have to do, what I did yesterday and what I have to do tomorrow. All those things come slowly. They don't come suddenly when I wake up. So now, here, what is the technique Bhagavan is using for us to become aware of his presence? Well, he's using a very nice technique. See this. When you go to the market to buy vegetables, or you go to buy fruits, or you go to the store to buy shoes, or you go to the department store to buy clothes, whatever, right? Usually when you go there, there is a wide assortment of products, whichever you are going to buy. Produce, products, whatever. Right. When you go there, do you choose out from the wide assortment? Do you choose out the worst one or the best one? Well, who goes to choose the worst? Who goes and tell the store owner, "Hey, Sahab, please give me the worst bhaji which you have there. Worst aloo which you have." You go and ask like that or what? You want to move out all the rotten ones and you choose out the best one with no blemishes and no stains and all, isn't it? Why I am telling you this is, human beings have an eye for the best. We always want the best. But you go to buy a car, you don't want a car with a scratch on it. You want it must be nice and smooth, isn't it? So, we have already an eye for the best. And when we see anything best or magnificent or glorious or anything exalted, like that, our eyes catches that very fast. In the same way, Bhagavan now is describing all the best, glorious manifestations of his. He is among all the elephants in the, yesterday we saw, among all the elephants in the universe. He's Airavata. Airavata is the elephant with 4 tusks and 7 trunks that Indra rides. I am that elephant. Like that. He's Uchchai Shravasa. I am that horse which Indra rides on. Among all the Devatas, I am Indra himself. Among water bodies, I am the ocean. Because our mind, nobody will want to see a little pond if we can see the ocean, So all the great, magnificent things in the universe, he's saying, I am that thing. So let us see Bhagavan in all the great things, because we already have an eye for great things. And then we can start seeing Bhagavan in all the little things, like a little ant. Usually we, what Bhagavan, I'll kill him. Huh? We kill so many little creatures, not thinking that there is any Bhagavan in that, like that. But you wouldn't believe see, because we already have an eye for the great things Bhagavan is describing, he is in the great things. But who describes? It is the rishis and the munis who describe Bhagavan in the little things. That is why we have to listen to Sant Bani and the words of the rishis and all. I heard a rishi telling, look here. If you take 5 pounds of sand, here I saw sand today while coming. Sea sand. Wind is blowing something like that. Sound. Mine? Sound check. Okay. So if you take 5 pounds of sand, right, sea sand, and 5 pounds of sugar, and you mix it. Mix 5 pounds of sand and 5 pounds of sugar. Now you could separate it. And you give the biggest, powerful, most powerful elephant, any powerful wrestler, any great person in this world, you give him, greatest president and prime minister you give, tell him to separate. They'll separate? How will separate? But you put it down there and you give a little ant. That fellow will be able to take out every grain of sugar and take it, isn't it? And he'll leave every grain of sand. So now see how the intelligence of Paramatma, of Bhagavan, is there in little things also. But usually we don't stop to think this thing. When we see a big waterfall or something, what the power of Bhagavan. Like that. But in little things like the intelligence of that ant, we don't see. So that's why the Shastra is telling about Bhagavan in all the great things. But the Rishi Munis, they tell all Bhagavan in all the little things. Like that. So anyway, so now, here Bhagavan, this is where we chanted, 32 and 33. Sarganamadirantascha madhyam cha eva aham Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, in this world, you see, a child is born today, so that it's coming into being. And you see somebody else die, some older person die, and they go, right? So one is coming here and one is going, right? Well, that is how the whole universe works. You see, one plant dies and another plant grows up like that. One donkey dies and another donkey is born there. One cow dies, another cow is born there. The whole universe is working like this. Continents, planets, galaxies, all sorts of things are coming and going. Coming and going, coming and going. Science is telling now, those of you studying a little bit of science in school, you will know that our sun is burning out. One of these days it will. Our sun also. When the sun is gone, all of us, Ram Nam Satya. Coming and going. This is the nature of the world. So now that is called, and I'll tell you a technical word for that. Things are coming from avyakta into vyakta, which we are seeing. And whatever is vyakta now is also going to go into avyakta, means unmanifest. So this is the English translation. From unmanifest, avyakta, it is coming into vyakta. And now it is vyakta for some time. And after being vyakta, it will go into again avyakta, unmanifest. So from unmanifest, coming into manifest and going back into unmanifest. And again coming, that is on and on and on. Because now you are manifest, vyakta, pretty soon we will not be manifest, we will be avyakta. But again we will be born somewhere else. And this is how the whole universe works. So now, the individual things in the universe is like this, going through this. But the whole universe also is going through this. So when the whole universe goes into avyakta, that is called a pralay. Pralay, dissolution. And when the whole universe starts becoming manifest again, that is called as srishti, manifestation. So pralay and srishti, that also is happening all the time. And so it starts, Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kal Yug, then pralay. And it waits for the same duration of time. And again now, Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and Kal Yug, in which we are right now. Like that. On and on that goes. That thing, when it starts here, in Satyug, it is called as Sarga. So that's what Bhagavan told here. Sarganam adirantascha madhyancha evacha Arjuna. Eva aham Arjuna. Arjuna, this Sarga, this manifestation of the universe has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Everything you think, our own life also has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Every single thing. This thing has a beginning. This was not there in 1985. They produced it in 1986. I'm just giving some year. Right? So in 1986 it came. But it was beginning. But do you think it will always be there? No. It has an end also. So if it has a beginning and an end, well, anything that has a beginning and an end will also have a middle. Bhagavan says, I am the beginning, middle and end of the entire manifestation of the universe. I am that. And in other words, if I were not there, if Paramatma is not there, you can't have any beginning, any middle or any end. It's all happening because of me only. This is what he means to say. Beginning, middle and end. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam. Among all the knowledges in this world, I am Adhyatma Vidya. Adhyatma Vidya is knowledge of our own self. Adhi Atma, the indwelling Atma, is called Adhyatma. Now see, by nature human beings are curious. We are born curious, all of us. So you will see a little child, he touches everything. Huh? A toddler. So as soon as he could, walk and totter around, so you have to keep things out of his way, otherwise he might put his finger into the electrical socket also. Because by nature is curious, and all creatures also, little cat, little kitten, he goes around there to see what is there, a little dog. But this is a very interesting point. See, this comes in the Kathopanishad. We are all very curious, which is true, and which is good also, because we want to know. But what the Kathopanishad says, Paranchikhani Vyatrina Swayambhu, Tasmat Parang Pashyati Nantaratma. What happens is the senses and all the curious, organs of perception, these fellows, they are only geared towards being curious about things outside. And they never want to turn inside. And the most precious knowledge is inside. But the curiosity is only outside. I know this, I know that about the neighbor, I know this about the neighbor, I know that about the country, I know that about that country and that president and that prime minister and everything which is going on in the world, and I really don't know what is going on inside. So our curiosity is extroverted curiosity, means everything outside. So Bhagavan says, I am that knowledge of the indwelling Atma. That thing is called the highest knowledge in the world. Yajnatva, having known which, there is nothing else to be known in this world. And one more thing about external knowledge. Several things about external knowledge. First thing, can you ever finish knowing everything in this world? Not possible. Not in dream also that is possible. And let me tell you something. With regard to that, even if you take one object in this world, one subject, one object, one thing, you cannot finish knowing everything about that also. I'm telling you, because if you take this thing, right, this thing goes all the way down from what you're seeing here, colors and shape and all of that, right? And it goes down into molecules, atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, strings, neutrinos, what do you call that? Energy field. It goes down to existence. Even science doesn't know all of those things. They're still groping in the dark. They don't know the laws about all of that. So even one thing if you take, you can't know in this world. So Bhagavan said, if you spend your whole, this life, next life, previous life, every life, trying to know this, know that, and there is something inside which is called the Atma, which is the highest knowledge in the world. If you come to know that thing, everything else is known. Well, why don't you just make a little turn and try to know the Atma? This is what the scriptures mean. But Bhagavan says, I am that knowledge, the highest knowledge in the universe. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam. Vada pravadatamaham. Vada. In order to explain that word, this Vada word, let me just tell you something from Shastras. Human beings have a habit that if I say well, this microphone is black. The other fellow always wants to prove to me the thing is not black. He wants to show that he knows better. Huh? This is a habit of human beings. Everybody always feels they know better. That's one of the reasons why there's so much fight between husband and wife all the time. Because the wife feels she knows better and the husband feels he knows better. But this is a human trait. This is not a wife and husband, it's everybody. This party in the parliament feel they know better than that party. And that party feel they know better than that party. And that has nothing to do with wife and husband. But human beings are like that. This is a trait. Well, the rishis have studied this thing and they have come up with 3 types of dispute or debates. And there are 3 types of people who have disputes or debates. And here, Bhagavan has given one. They call us Vada. Vada pravadatamaham. Among disputants, I am Vada. Now, why he says I am this one? Oh, what are the others then? The other 2. Why? This is the best one. Because Bhagavan is talking about the best of everything. So now I'll tell you. The first one is called a Jalpa. You know, let me tell you what this Jalpa is. One person has made some statement or is saying something. The other person, his only objective is to prove that fellow wrong. And to belittle that fellow and bring him down. That is his only objective. He doesn't care about establishing his point of view. He just wants to show that that fellow's point of view is wrong. So that's called as Jalpa. The second one is called as Vitanda. Vitanda means that I will also show that he is wrong, but I will also show that I am right. My point is right and his one is wrong. So he tries to establish his own superiority. And by putting down that fellow, he's wrong. This fellow is a fool. He doesn't know what he's saying. So now the first one, let's go back again. Jalpa, he doesn't care about showing that he's right or anything. He only cares about showing that that fellow is wrong and he's stupid and he's a fool and he doesn't know what he's saying. That is all. So, and the next one now, with this fellow, he shows that fellow is wrong, he's foolish, is that, and I am right. The last one is what Bhagavan tells now, and this is the best one. That's why Bhagavan is the best among all the disputes. What is that? Vada. Vada means, look, he is making a claim and I am making a claim. Now, we will logically, both of us, in a friendly manner, we will logically look into both claims. We analyze both claims, and the objective is to find out what is the truth. The objective is to find out what is the truth, not to put that fellow down and establish myself or establish my point. My point is the correct point, his point is wrong. Vada means he makes a claim and I feel something else. Now let us look at it rationally, logically, and we'll find out what exactly is the truth. And we do that in a very amiable, friendly manner, like that. That is called Vada. So Bhagavan says, among disputes, I am Vada. That's why he gives, I am Vada. That is the best. Not to just put down somebody else. He says, but he is a fool, he doesn't know, like that. Now he continues. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Aksharanam akarosmi. Among all letters, I am a. Among all the letters, I am a. Because a is the most natural sound in the universe. For the vocal system, for our vocal system, a is the most natural sound. That is why every language on the earth that you know starts with the same A, isn't it? A. The reason is, the moment we open our mouth, that is the first sound that comes out. You know why? Because for sound, the breath has to come out. You can't make sound without breath, right? You can without wind. How you'll make sound? If somebody knock out your wind, you can't say anything. And now when the wind is coming out, it hits first the first part of the vocal cord. Because air is required for making sound. When it comes out, the first part of the vocal cord it hits is the bottom part here. The vocal cord starts from here and ends with the lip. The vocal system ends by the lip. So like one line of our Sanskrit alphabet or the Hindi alphabet, it all end on the lip, that line, last line there. What is that? Pa. Look, you'll see the lips are closing. You can't say any of these without closing your lips. Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. You can't say any of those 5 without closing your lips. And the first line, ka, starts here. And if you close your lips, you cannot say it. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. If you close your lips for any one of those, it will come out wrong. So in between is all the alphabet. So now when the wind is coming out, without making any effort, it hits the first part of the vocal system here. And that first sound is That is the first letter. Without that no alphabet is possible. For this you have to study a little bit of Sanskrit. Without that vowel, no letter is possible. So Bhagavan says, among all the letters, I am that first and foremost letter. Without, even if Om, U, Ma. In Om also, the first letter is Therefore you will see A-U-M. Have you seen? U, Ma. Like that. So I am that Aksharanam Akarosmi. That Dvandva Samasikasya cha. Now the Bhagavan is getting a little bit technical here about all of these things. Now let me tell you something. In English, let me tell you a word in English. See, listen to this word. Misunderstanding. Have you heard this word? Misunderstanding. That does not mean that a miss is standing under the house. Because if you take all the individual words, right? Misunderstanding. But you can't take that word now and say, okay, the first part is miss, the second part is under, and the next part is standing. So that means the miss is standing under the house. That is the meaning. That is foolishness. You can't, but in Sanskrit, we have so many words. That is called a compounded word. Compound. And Sanskrit language cannot function without compounds. So there are so many, the whole Bhagavad Gita, when those of you who have ever attempted to read something in Sanskrit, you will see long lines like this. Let me tell you something which would be very welcoming to you. In Sanskrit, we don't have any word which is more than 4 letters. More than 4 letters are not there. In English, you have the long words with 4 letters and all, right? Sanskrit words are the majority will be 3 letters. Then you will see some 4 letters. So what we do is we just take this word and join it up with the other, just like misunderstanding. So we join up. So in Sanskrit, there are so many words like that, all joined. That's how you get a long line. It looks long. But if you just learn the art of breaking them up, you'll know, oh, this is only this little word, joined up with this little word, joined up with this little word, and like that. It's not very difficult language actually. Very easy language. Because the words are very short. all of them. So now, this joining this word to this word to this word in Sanskrit, there are rules and there are different types of joining you can do. Different types of joins. Joints. And now the technical word in Sanskrit for that, when you join up words, that are called as samas. So Bhagavan says now, among all the various types of joining of words, I am dvandva samas. Dvandva samas means because it is very easy to join. Very easy to join up two words. In Guyanese language and Trinidad language, and I don't think we can join up so many words. Like for example, if I want to say Rama and Lakshmana in Sanskrit. Now I see in English, Rama and Lakshmana. So how many words? 3 words. In Sanskrit, I can just take these 3 and make them into one word. Rama Lakshmana. Just add Rama and Lakshmana. At the end, you have to put a au. So that in Sanskrit is Rama and Lakshmana. So that is a very easy operation. Bhagavan says, I am that type of samas. I am that type of joint. Like that. The one that is most easy, and you can go on joining 1,000,000 words. You can join 1,000,000 words at the end and you put aha. Finish. So, he says, I am that type of samas. This is a technical Sanskrit thing. Huh? Right. Ahameva akshaya kalaha. I am the infinite, undiminishing time. You hear, let me tell you a nice thing about people, human beings. What do we say? Oh, my time is finished. Huh? Time is done. Time is gone. Time over. Have you heard people saying? Are time not over, you over. Correct or not? Time is still there. Time doesn't get over. Akshaya kalaha. I am that infinite, undiminishing time. It is always there. I come and go. Time is always there. Otherwise, nowadays people say time is money and we are rushing. And so, all my time is gone. I wasted my time. You got wasted. Time is still there. So I am that in undiminishing time. Tataham. Tataham means I am the one who is the sustainer of the whole universe. This has 2 meanings. Bhagavan is Sat. As Sat, existence is sustaining this whole universe because everything exists. Everything rests on existence only. Space exists. So like that, he is Tata, the supporter and sustainer of the whole universe. He is also Dharma, because Dharma is that which sustains. Dharma is also that which integrates, supports, like that. So 2 words are there. Bhagavan is himself Dharma. Or he's himself Sat, whichever way you want to take it. Vishvato Mukhaha. I am having, there's a very famous, the most famous Suktam in the Vedas, in all the Vedas, is something called Purusha Suktam. Now, for those of you who want to learn this Purusha Suktam, see Devji and Jinaji who are sitting here, they were posted previously in Canada, Chinmay Mission, Canada for 10 years. Now they are posted to Guyana here. So they can teach you Purusha Suktam from the Vedas. It's the most famous Suktam in the Vedas. I'm sure all of you would have heard some portion of it chanted somewhere. Well, they have come to Guyana to teach these type of things. So you please learn from them. You can even do it online. So now, this Purusha Suktam, there's a line that in the beginning there, Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva, Atyatishtad Dashangulam. So many, and here, in this Bhagavad Gita itself, now we are in 10th chapter. Just now, coming in the 14th chapter, in the 13th chapter, Bhagavan will be telling there all. Sarvato Kshishiro Mukham. That this Paramatma has heads and eyes and face everywhere and feet everywhere. Sarvata pani padam tat. Hands and feet everywhere. So the same thing the Bhagavan is saying here in the last pada there. Vishwato mukham. I have heads and faces in this whole mukh. In meaning to say that every face which I see in front of me is Bhagavan only peeping through those eyes. The Lord only peeping through your eyes and my eyes and all eyes. Is Bhagavan only looking. All faces are His faces. Because just now we say He's all pervasive. He's here, there and everywhere. Then He continues. See now, this is number 34. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Some guy.
Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Sarvaharashchaham Udbhavascha bhavishyata.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Iti Shri Vachanarina Smritir Medhadrike Kshama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Sarvaharaha. Sarvaharaha cha aham mrityuhu. You know, in this world, look here. If you want to break down a building, you can smash that building with a big bulldozer, isn't it? You go and bring an excavator or something and you smash it. Or, I see in the mining, those people who do mining, they take dynamite and they blow that mountain to get all the rocks. In Trinidad, we see a lot of that. So now, you can take many things in this world to destroy other things. You can take many things to destroy other things. Like, for example, now they have all the nuclear arms, right? All the nuclear arms they have. So now, if there's a war and all nuclear arms start firing, they will destroy what? They will destroy only all the living beings. Living things they will destroy, right? But they will destroy the earth also. The earth also will blow up or what? No. All the people who fire the nuclear arms, they will also get caught in the whole thing. And all the living beings will die. And the earth will be there and will stay for another 1,000,000 years and everything will become normal again. And who would have been sacrificed? Not the earth. The earth will be right there only. But you can't take anything out of the earth. Whatever is there in the earth is constant and it will stay here only. And after 1,000,000 years, 2,000,000 years, again it's back to normal, like if nothing happened. You see? But there is something which, and we saw previously, Kala Kalayatamaham. That Kala word was used differently there. Kala and Mrityu. That is called as death and time. Death and time is one and same, because in time everything will die. And I just told you, our sun also is dying. Surya Bhagavan. His sun who is there in the sky is, science is telling, slowly burning itself out. And at some point it will extinguish. You ask the scientists, they'll tell you. So now, in time that will happen. So if the sun also stays long enough, time will devour even the sun. That time in Sanatana Dharma is also called as Mrityu, death. Means if there were no time, there would have been no death. In time only we all go. And they say, no, my time has come. His time came. Chale gaye, bechara. So, Bhagavan says, among all the things that can destroy things in this world, I am death itself. Because the sun can die, the earth can die, All human beings, all creatures die. Everything dies. Our whole galaxy, it is said that whole galaxies die. What they go into, what they call a black hole. With trillions of stars, trillions of solar systems, they die. You see? I am that great devouring death, he says, in the universe. What all powerful words he's using. Udbhavascha bhavishyatam. And you know, if anybody in this world has to prosper, he goes from, they say, he came from nothing. And now he has achieved everything. That prosperity. He says, I am that prosperity of anybody who has to prosper in this world. And the next line is a very famous line. Kirti shrir vakchanari nam smritir medha dhritik kshama. The Sanskrit language has prominently, in English it might be there also, but it's not a prominent, right? Like it doesn't matter really in English so much. Like for example, this microphone. This microphone is masculine, feminine, or neuter. Well, in Hindi and English, Hindi and Sanskrit, everything will have gender. Everything. Like your car. Your car in Hindi is masculine or feminine? In Hindi, your car is feminine. Movie, feminine. So, everything will have a gender. The sun, masculine. Sun is masculine. Right? So, Sanskrit and Hindi are like that. All things have, they have a gender. Well, these qualities, which are how many in here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 qualities. 7 qualities are all feminine. Now, that doesn't mean to say that these 7 qualities are there only in women. The qualities are feminine qualities. Feminine in the language. And these qualities are chosen by Bhagavan because they are praiseworthy qualities. So now what are these 7 feminine qualities? First one called Kirti. Kirti means fame. So now see, there's a word in English called fame. There is another word in English which is called as infamy. They are opposites. So it means to say, Bhagwan Ram had fame and Ravan had infamy. Meaning what? Means the whole world knows Ram Ravan, isn't it? They know both. So both are well known, but one is known for his goodness and one is known for his evil. Like everybody know Hitler. The moment you say the word Hitler, name Hitler, everybody, oh, Pol Pot, Stalin, Hitler, so many people. We know. But known for what? They are known for all their wicked things. So what is the praiseworthy quality is fame which Bhagwan Ram had. And what Ravan had, what Hitler had is infamy. These also known. So fame is not just merely known by everybody. Fame means he is also known for all the good things which he has. In the Buddha song, there is a nice line that goes like that. Kirti marjaya Janmadinamidam Aipriya Sakhe
Janmadinamidam Aipriya Sakhe
Tanotute Sarvada Mudam
Shantanotute Sarvada Mudam
Punya Karmana Kirti marjaya
Punya Karmana Kirti Marjaya
Punya Karmana Kirti marjaya
Punya Karmana Kirti Marjaya
Jivanam tava Bhavatu sarthakam
Jivanam tava Bhavatu sarthakam
Jivanam tava Bhavatu sarthakam
Jivanam
the line says that by all the good karmas which you have done in your life, may you become famous. So you should be known for all the good things which you have done. Otherwise, when you're walking down the street, they'll say, oh, look, that fellow. Oh, he's the man who killed so-and-so. He's the man who steals so-and-so. He's the man who destroys so-and-so. You want to be known like that or what? When you're walking down the street, oh, he's the man who built the temple. He's the man who got the government to come and pay some attention to Legwan. Like that. You should be known for all punya karma. Punya karma means all good things which I have done. He is the man who, with his own hands, cleaned all the trenches so that the water could flow and avoid the flood. Punya karma it is called. Meritorious deeds. So that thing is called kirti. Punya karmana kirti marjaya. May I gain fame for all the great things which I have done in life. So the first quality, Bhagavan says, Shri, Shri means wealth. Wealth and opulence, like that. That also is a feminine quality, like that. Vak. Kirti Shrir Vak. Vak means speech. And again, see, Kirti is coming first. I speak, but I should be known. Kabir Sahib has written at one place that what we should do, I'll tell you the doha which he says. He says, काग कोयल एक वर्ग है, काग कोयल एक वर्ग है, बैठे एकै डाल, बैठे एकै डाल, बोली से पहचानिए या कोयल या काग. What do you mean to say? I don't know if you have koyal here in Guyana. Koyal, I don't think we have here in this part of the world. But in Bharat, there is something called koyal. It's called a maina bird. Maina. So the maina bird sings sweetly. But there's one more thing about the maina bird. That maina bird looks exactly like a crow. And crow is the worst of all birds, they consider. Because the crow eats all dead animal and all filth, and he eats like that. And he makes the worst sound also. Like that. Right? So now, how the doha goes in by Kabir Sahib? The koyal, which is the maina bird, and this ka, they look exactly alike. You can't tell. And they are sitting on the same branch also, the doha says. Two of them sitting on the same branch. Then the next line says, oh, the only way you will know which is kak and which is koyal, which is the maina bird and which is the crow, the only way you know, boli se pehchaniye, meaning to say, only when they speak, means when they give their sound, then, oh, this is koyal and this is kak. So what he means to say is, when we speak only, when the vak means speech, when that speech comes out, then people will know exactly what is inside me. So if inside of me there is anger and there is hatred and jealousy and pride and malice and all those things, I may be able to mask it temporarily, but sooner or later it will come out. So the vak means praiseworthy is the person who is able to develop an insight that propels a vak that is beneficial for the world. Speech that is beneficial for the world and all of that. But the person who has done that is praiseworthy. That is the idea. Smriti means memory. Huh? And one thing about anybody who can memorize so many things is praiseworthy or not. I remember when I just went to Bharat. Bharat means India. That's the proper name for India. Bharat. Because at some place, I'm amazed. At some place in US, I was doing Yajna and I was using the word Bharat. I never used the word India. I said Bharat, Bharat, Bharat at the end of the lecture. And one lady asked, what is Bharat? So now I have to tell, every time I use Bharat, I have to tell you, Bharat means India. So anyway, when I had, just gone to Bharat. We have in our Chinmay mission, we have something called Yuva Kendra. Yuva Kendra means youth wing, youth group. Those of you who are here, please also speak to the two teachers here. You can also join, early young people can join that youth group. But anyway, the youth group, youths used to come to the ashram. When there is camps and when anything, they used to come to meet the brahmacharis, all of us who were there and all. I met a youngster, he was only about 15 or 16. Huh? Now please see, in Bharat, they have like 15 official languages, about 700 or 800 dialects and all. And among all of them, English also is learnt by so many people, right? One of that youth who was only 15 or 16 at that age, I took up the dictionary. This is no joke thing. I took up the dictionary like this. In those days we didn't have Google and all. We had physical dictionary. And open any page and ask him any word, and he could spell it and he knows the meaning too. Any page in that dictionary. And this fellow's mother tongue, first language is not English. What a memory! What smriti? Smriti Shakti. Bhagavan is talking about smriti here in this word. And do you know, I found out later on, that is a common thing in Bharat. Common thing. There are millions of children who do that. That is called Smriti Shakti. Smriti, Bhagavan says, I am that Smriti. Medha. Medha. Medha means intelligence. Intelligence. This also is a feminine word. Medha. Smriti, Medha. So, when we see intelligence anywhere, we say, it awes us, isn't it? Oh, arey wah, kya baat hai? What intelligence. Even when we see a parrot solve a puzzle, when we see an animal solve a puzzle, we say, what intelligence. So, Medha. Dhriti. Dhriti means fortitude, resolution, resolute, all that kind of thing. Dhriti. And Kshama, forgiveness. Bhagavan says, all these, I am them. You see? Then, one more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Brihat Sama Tatha Samna, Gayatri Chandasamaham.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Masanam Margashirshoham, Ritunam Kusumakaraha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Brihat Sama Tatha Samnam. Among all the Samas of the Sama Veda, I am Brihat Sama. Brihati Chanda. It is written in, it is said. Now, let me just. You see, now we are chanting Bhagavad Gita, right? These are all simple verses. We are chanting one by one, like that. But when we were doing the 4th chapter, we were somewhere here in East Coast. Demerara, we were doing the 4th chapter at that time. That time, in the 4th chapter, there is a line, a couple lines that come. Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jighran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visrijan, Grihnan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Napi. If you could chant that, well, you could chant the rest of Bhagavad Gita. Because that thing is real complex. There is just those 2 lines coming in the 4th chapter. And if you really want to get your tongue twisted, learn to chant those 2 lines. Now see, the idea is those 2 lines stand out because they're the most difficult 2 lines to chant. And they say, well, if you could pass that test, well, like if you could swim from here to Parika, well, why is that little river? Like nothing. You see? So, the Brihati Chanda, in which this part of the Sama Veda is written, is the most difficult part of the Veda to chant. So Bhagavan says, I am that part. And if you could achieve that, you could chant any part of that Veda. That is the idea. He says, I am that Brihat Sama Tatha Samnam, Gayatri Chanda Samaham. And now, the most famous Chanda in Veda is Gayatri. I'm sure all of you would have heard. Gayatri Chanda. So I am that Gayatri Chanda. It is a Chanda with 24 syllables. So, among all the Chandas in the Vedas, I am Gayatri. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Like that. He says, I am that Gayatri Chanda. And the most difficult part of the Veda to chant is Brihat Sama. Masanam Margashirshoham. I am the Margashirsha means, you know, when you all don't know what is hot, you have to know what is hot only when you live in Bharat. Bapre. In the summertime, after the sun has reached the highest point, in the summertime, you can't touch this wall. You can't sit on any of the seats you're sitting there. It is so hot. Inside the building I'm talking about, if you don't have AC, everything becomes so hot. So, after all that heat and the summer and then the fall time and then the winter comes, December, January, it's called as Margashirsha. Part of it falls in December and part of it falls in January. It's called Margashirsha. Now it is the most comfortable, nice, comfortable month. Like especially if you're in the middle part of like Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra and all of these states, so comfortable. Bhagavan says, I am that month. Margashirshoham. Then Ritunam Kusumakaraha. And among all the seasons, I am the spring season. When you get all nice fruits and flowers and everything starts coming in that spring season. Among all of them, the one which is most loved. And when you see all these Hindi films, right? You see all them, this star boy and star girl, they're running around on all their flower gardens and all that kind of thing, right? All that is filmed in the springtime because that's when all those flowers come out. Here in Trinidad and Guyana and all, we don't have that kind of 4-season business. We have only 2 seasons. That is called rainy season and dry season. And in America, when I go there, everybody complain. They tell me, Swamiji, we have 3 seasons. We have summer and winter season, and we have construction season all the time. Whole year they're constructing road. So everywhere is traffic. So they have construction season. Anyway, so Bhagavan says, I am that now. My time is gone away, and I cannot do another verse. Today is the least verse I ever did. Today I only did 4 verses, I think. In all the other temples, I do 6, 7, 8 sometimes. That's because you all are very good, attentive listeners. So I did only 4 verses. All right. So now tomorrow, I'll tell you where we'll be. Every night I have to look here, to see next. So tomorrow night, number 61, Ramakrishna Mandir in Blenheim. Blenheim? Just here. Okay, Pandit, yes. So tomorrow we are coming at your temple there. All right, looking forward to it. It's not very far from here. Okay. So you all please come tomorrow to see the continuation of this. Actually, tomorrow I think we'll finish this chapter, most probably. Chapter 10, it is called the Vibhuti, the glories of Bhagavan. You see, in all the great things that we see around, Bhagavan's greatness only, like that. So tomorrow that chapter might complete. Okay. A very special thank you to Pandit Tulsi ji, who has been in touch with Dev and Jina ji for a long time, trying to put this whole thing together. And actually, when I see like this, right, my heart lights up only because I know in the long run, when you do something, and when they do something, and when I do something, and all of you come here, really, what is going to happen in the end is Sanatan Dharma is going to go up. We are all servants for Sanatan Dharma only. And I tell you, we will all be gone. And if we don't make a contribution to Sanatan Dharma, and we only come and live a selfish life, then that life in Shastra, in scriptures, a selfish life is a life wasted. Because as I came, I left the same way. Means I did nothing. I didn't improve, I didn't evolve, I didn't move up. But one who is doing something for Sanatan Dharma, that shows selfishness has gone and selflessness has come. Somebody who is doing something for Sanatan Dharma. So when I see wonderful Sanatanis like Pandit and all the different places we have gone, all the way from Crabwood Creek we are coming, and people are working so hard for Sanatan Dharma, that is a worthy life. That life lived for Sanatan Dharma is a worthy life, like that. So thank you very much for standing for our dear Sanatan Dharma and doing this work so nicely. Okay. Then please see, one of these bookmark has been printed for each one of you. For this occasion, 108 nights in 108 temples across Guyana, we have printed this one for everybody. Thousands we have printed. So please have one. It will remind you of this occasion. In 20 years from now, you will find it in one of your books. And it will remind you that you were present also. Okay? Bookmark for everybody. All right. A few announcements. This whole 108 nights will conclude on the 3rd of May at 5 p.m. in Georgetown. 3rd of May, 5 p.m., Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground in Georgetown. Those are the things you have to remember. 3rd May, 5 p.m. It will be nice if you can make a group from this temple also and come from Leguan group, because it's going to be a big, huge program. So they're working out the details with tents and lights and parking and police and and food, and so many things are being worked out right now. It's going to be a massive program on the 3rd of May, where we'll have the grand finale. Okay, so it concludes in Georgetown. All right. The very next day we have a fundraiser at the ashram in Manripo. You might not be able to make that also. Dosa day, we'll be making dosa. Right. In the summertime we have classes for children in camps, both here and in Trinidad. And you can also come to the Trinidad camp. You're all invited. Open invitation to the camps in Trinidad. The flight now from Ogle is very short. Ogle flight is there to Trinidad. Okay. Chinmay Mission is there all across the globe. And in 2027, we are having the international camp in Trinidad in 2027. People from all across the globe will be coming to that camp. So you are also invited to join 2027. Okay, you can read more about it later on. Last, I will tell, Vedanta course. Now, those people who are interested in doing this type of work for Sanatan Dharma, meaning to say, to teach scriptures, to teach Sanskrit, to teach all these type of things, there is a 2-year course at the ashram in Trinidad which you will have to study. You have to study for 2 years in the ashram, and it's an intensive course, and the qualifications are, you have to be 30 years and under, you have to be unmarried, and you have to have a university degree. if you qualify with these 3 qualifications, you can join and everything will be provided by the ashram. But it is a really demanding, intensive course. 2 years, no holiday, not a single holiday. No Christmas Day, no Boxing Day, no Saturday, Sunday holiday, nothing. And classes start at 5:30 a.m. every single day and goes till 8 p.m. every day. So that type of intensive course, and then you become qualified to go out and teach these shastras and all. So you 2 teachers who are here now posted to Guyana, they did this way back in 2013, 2014. And they've been teaching for 10 years in different places. Posted in Toronto, but teaching in different places. So those who are interested in doing this course can join in October. And if you are not interested, you can tell people, though there might be people who are interested in doing that. You can spread the word out. Okay. All right. So the qualifications again, 30 years and under, unmarried, and must have some university degree. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let us all stand for Arati and we'll conclude now. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita. Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Sundar Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita. Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Sundara Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Karma Sumar Pranash, Nama Sakti Haramaya,
Kama Sakti Hara,
Tattva Jnana Vikashini,
Tattva Jnana Vikashini.
Vidya Brahma Para,
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Nishchala Bhakti Vihai, Nirmala Malahari Maya,
Nirmala Malahari,
Charana Rahasya Pradayini,
Sharana Rahasya Pradayini.
Sabvidhi Sukhakari,
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Raga Dvesha Vinari, Karini Moda Sada Maya,
Karini Moda Sada,
Bhavabhaya Harini Tarini,
Bhava Bhaya Harini Tarini.
Paramananda Prada,
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Asura Bhava Vinashin, Nashini Tamarajani Maya,
Nashini Tamarajani,
Devi Sadgunadayini,
Devi Sadgunadayini.
Hari Rasika Sajani,
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Samata Tyaga Sikhavat, Hari Mukha Ki Bani Maya,
Hari Mukha Ki Bani,
Sakal Shastra Ki Swami,
Sakal Shastra Ki Swami.
Shrutiyo Ki Rani,
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita.
Daya Sudha Barsavat, Matu Kripa Ki Jai Maya,
Matu Kripa Ki Jai.
Haripada Prema Dan Kar,
Hari Pada Prema Daan Kar.
Apno Kar Leja.
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita. Jai Bhagavad Gita. Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita. Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Harihiya Kamala Viharini. सुपुनी में। ओम जय भगवत गीते।
ओम जय भगवत गीते।
ओम जय भगवत गीते।
ओम जय भगवत गीते। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलाय तनो हरिः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम तत्सत। Please all sit. Please have a look at our book stall at the back.